I was afraid at first. I thought someone had broken in, a circle.
Naturally.
But logically, that doesn't make any sense. Why would a circle be breaking into my home? That's the way it appeared, anyway. And then he introduced himself and started blabbering about what, at the time, I thought was nonsense. About another dimension. But then, it started making sense.
Really? Really? That's truly amazing. I could talk about... Oh, wait, what? Well, I bet we could talk about this sphere all day, but we should really be talking about that...
Sphere.
You know what? Let's just talk about that other dimension. I don't really care to talk about that sphere.
Sounds like a plan, Mr. King.
That's Mr. Squarey King to you, my friend, but okay, we'll move on from that. Well, let's get the show rolling. This is really when you're going to start sweating profusely. Mr. Square, is it true that you believe that Flatland is not the only universe out there?
That's right. Actually, I'm aware of at least 2 other universes.
Oh, really? Is that so? You don't say. I also found a UFO in my backyard the other day, but they don't see me on TV. Well, I have to admit, as many of the other Flatlanders, I find what you're saying to be complete rubbish. I don't buy it. Why don't you then, of course, explain these 2 other universes, my friend?
Actually, I'll have my grandson explain it. He was the one who thought about it even before I did.
Alright, young man, come on down.
So, yeah, how's it going, man? It's going good? Old man?
I'm Mr. Square King. How do you think I'm doing?
Great. So, anyway, yeah, you know a square is like a line, but like pushed sideways? Well, a line is like a point pushed sideways, right? You know? So
that's very cute, young man, but, you know, everybody knows that. I mean, you know, I'm pretty old. I've been around. I learned that back in the day. You're not enlightening me at all.
Oh, hold on. I got. Well, one day I was wondering, being the rebellious teenager I am, what if a square got like pushed sideways, brah? What? I mean, like up, man, up.
As in north, little guy?
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I mean, up. You know?
No, you're gonna have to explain yourself, young man.
Look, Squarey.
Mr. Squarey, to
Mr.
you.
Squarey. You have to look at it in a totally, like, new way.
Where'd you go, son? Little boy, where'd you go?
This is the part.
Home. Ladies and gentlemen, I have no clue where the little boy went. Mr. A. Square, what did you get here? Nice to meet you, sir. How you doing?
How's it going? Yeah.
What were we talking about again?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Do you know, grandson? Grandson?
Yeah, you gotta look at it from like a totally new, you know.
Oh, he was doing his little blah 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 things you learned back in the day when we were young fellas. You know, the little infinite point thing. So, yeah, you're right there, my friend, on the script that we're reading off of. You can read.
Look, Square.
Yes?
You have to look at it in an entirely new way.
How new?
Imagine you were above an object and you could...
What do you mean by above?
Well, imagine that you were positioned so that you could see the inside of an object.
That's baloney shabalala.
You might think that now, but imagine the direction in which you would have to move in order to get to that position. Not up, down, left, right, backwards.
Yeah, no.
But an entirely new kind of motion.
I'm just keep going. Maybe I'll catch on.
Okay, imagine a circle. Not an assumed circle, but a true circle.
True circle?
Now you would agree that the center has a circle, a point from which all the points on the edge are equidistant.
Equidistant. Yes, I understand. That's common sense up to this point.
Alright, just allow me to explain. Now if you think about it, if you were to look at a woman, not as a line, but from the perspective that she was a point, say, can you match it? Can you picture it?
Yes.
Okay. Well, wouldn't you agree that in a manner of speaking, a point is really just an infinitesimally small circle?
Well, yeah, but he just cut me off.
Well, just look at the point that we've now determined as a circle. It has a radius that's extremely small, but points out in all directions, does it not?
You're right, so now I think I'm starting to understand. Holy cow.
The radius of the point facing you points to your left and to your right, but it also stretches infinitely into an entirely new dimension.
Ladies and gentlemen, this man is right. This man is right. I am telling you that we are coming up on an outbreak.
I'm glad. Ah, crazy!
Alright, now, from what I understand, this other dimension... Go.
Larry King live from New York City.
Well, after that great outbreak, I must understand now. Does this getting old, dimension apply to all shapes? Is that true?
Yes, it does, actually. I would be known as a cube in Spaceland.
Ooh. And does this apply to I'm old, I'm sorry. Dementia, you know what happens, Alzheimer's. And does this apply the same concept, just like the circle you mentioned earlier, young man?
Exactly.
Exactly, huh? So if,
Hey, you know what's funny? We're not recording anymore.
yeah, we are. Dude, the red light's still on. Alright, now let me see if I can continue this outbreak. From what I understand, this other dimension applies to all the other shapes. Is that true, Mr. A Square?
Yeah, actually. In Spaceland, I'd be known as a cube.
That's pretty cool. So is that the same concept you mentioned earlier with the circle into the sphere?
Exactly.
Exactly, huh? So if a sphere were in Spaceland, considering I'm a circle in Flatland, what is your three-dimensional counterpart?
As I said before, I'd be a cube.
Oh. I'm sorry. That was just...
It's okay, man. It's okay.
It's what they call sometimers. For some people, all-timers. Okay.
Alzheimer's?
Okay, so, excuse me for my all-timers. How cute. That's a fascinating name. Easier to pronounce than the circle counterpart.
Oh, agreed. I'm glad I was able to finally convince somebody about Spaceland, man. I was all alone there for a while.
Well, I'm a believer, I've got to say. Alright, that's all we have time for today, folks. Mr. Square, it's been great to meet you. I'm sorry. Old age. I thought that was your... Yeah, that wasn't your... It's been great to meet you, and good luck with your appeals. Well, I'm a believer, I've got to say. Oh, my. We're out of time, folks. This is a real shame. Mr. Square, it's been great meeting you.
No.
I'm just kidding. I've never been able to hit an insane guy before, and I just couldn't pass up. I'm sorry. Okay, fine. Well, it's been a real pleasure meeting you. Good luck with your appeals, and maybe you'll get out of prison. You seem to be a quite... Well, folks, I think it's safe to say I'm a believer. Oh, my. I can't believe it. It's already time, folks. Well, Mr. Square, it's been a real pleasure meeting an insane guy, I guess. Well, good luck with your appeals.
Hi, Mom!
You could have done that during the commercials, but oh, that's okay. I hope you get out of prison, sorta. You seem to be kind of smart, kind of crazy. It's a hit or miss kind of thing. Well, good night, Flatland. See you next week on another episode with Squarey King Live. Stay classy, Chicago.
It's in New York!